A Grammy Award-winning music executive just admitted something that might hurt a few of your feelings. The beats you overthink the most are usually the ones that don't win. And this clip by Charlie Rocket, I remember him as CEO Charlie. He's done a lot of work with Travis Porter. He's talking about something he noticed when it comes to hit records. So let's go ahead and take a look at this clip and see exactly what that secret sauce is and how you can add it onto your music production. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end of this video because you're definitely gonna get a ton of great information that you can use as a music creative. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I have a philosophy. I have a theory on what's missing from hip hop. And I have a theory of why it's lost so much of its way. And once again, please, internet, don't kill me. I'm a white guy who does not produce music. I just notice patterns. So when drill music came around, it's very similar thing that happened where it went from hip hop had a lot of colorful beats, and it went black and white. But we can relate to that with Kanye West.
Yes.
Early Kanye, we know colorful.
Yes.
And then it went like kind of black and white.
Yes.
The beats just lost a lot of its color.
It was a record, Yeezus album, when he took all the sounds out. Yep.
Took all the sounds out. Now, I started noticing a pattern in records. So when I like meet up with like Travis Porter, like back in April, right? Started mentoring them, being like I had a sense they were about to make a run, and I was like, they called me like, can you mentor us? And I'm like, hell yeah. We went to Joshua Tree, and I told them this philosophy that I have, and I was like, if you do this, you will probably have some massive records, because new artists, they do this one thing and they stop doing it when they get big. And I have this philosophy. It's called, you're gonna laugh, it's called do beats.
Let me hear.
Okay, I made a playlist. Of do beats. And artists, so many times when they start their career, they do beats. And it's always their biggest songs.
Yeah.
Let me take my phone off airplane mode. And if artists went into the studio today with producers, now I called a big producer and I told him this. He said, Charlie, you're a genius.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to make beats that simple. I was like, listen to this playlist I'm gonna send you. So here's one, for example. Like, I'll go with one of my artists, Bankroll Fresh.
For sure.
When I heard his cameraman, Bankroll Fresh's cameraman, walked in the studio and made a beat, and I was like, that's gonna be the biggest song Bankroll Fresh has. Do. Hold on. If you could say do. All right, let's notice a pattern. All right, so that's one. And then let's go like City Girls, like Act Up. First song. Do.
Yeah.
Do. Okay, that's a do. Now, a gentleman who ranted about me on the internet yesterday. This was a massive song. Do.
Okay, let me jump in right there. You know, I definitely see where he's coming from with that. You know, less is more. It's much easier for a recording artist to make a catchier song when there's not too many elements crowding up the sonic space. And it's also easier when it comes to just mainstream distribution. You know, these sounds aren't really, you know, too challenging to the ear. It's just really simple, really easy to listen to, really catchy, something you could just, you know, almost get addicted to. You could hum it to yourself. You can get to a point where you can't get these very simple melodies out your head. This actually reminds me of a coworker back when I worked at Best Buy as a teenager, where she said, you know, I like those real simple, that like a beat like that. It's real simple because, you know, it's just like I could hear everything. You know, he definitely has a point. Just the real simple stuff. It's easy to digest. It's not too challenging. And it's something that could really lead to mainstream success.
Let's go Cardi B.
Yep.
Okay, first song. Do.
Yep.
Hold on. Mims, one hit wonder. First song though. Do. Hold on. I'm all right, let's go different genre.
Yeah.
The biggest song of this artist's career, Ed Sheeran, is a do beat. The biggest song, and maybe one of the biggest songs in Spotify history. Do. Okay, let's go Fight Night.
If you know me, you know this ain't my push.
If you could say do. Biggest song of 2 Chainz's career.
This need to be.
So many artists, their first biggest songs, and oftentimes their biggest songs ever in their career are do beats. And then when they get bigger, they stop doing them because they're so simple. This is a pattern I discovered, and it doesn't happen in hip hop anymore. If I were to pull up like Young Thug's latest album, it lost its color. Where even if we listen to a lot of like his biggest records, they were colorful. They were, you know, it was like, you know. So if I was an A&R or a producer right now, I would be trying to bring as much color back to music and try to bring that out of the artist because the people are craving it. Why do you think there's only one artist who did this and brought color to the game in the past few years, and he had the biggest songs? The Kendrick Lamar beef, his biggest songs were fun, colorful songs. The last person you would expect to make colorful, fun music
At this point in his career.
at any point of his career. Fun? Kendrick? I never would have put
as he's telling me that, the first thing, what I'm thinking in my head is Jay-Z Empire State of Mind. That's his biggest record, and it has a doo-doo on it.
Really?
Yeah. Like, doo-doo-doo. I mean, shit, you was playing. I just.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm like, bro, like, I'm one thing about me, I'm not a person that you talk to, and I hate that. Like, talking to somebody, you could just tell, like, we had this whole conversation, you don't even heard nothing I said. I'm like, it's registered me. Listen. Look. It's go crazy. It's like crazy.
Man, I really feel like color's got to come back, fun's got to come back.
All right, interesting point by Charlie and also Ray Daniels there. You know, he jumped in and he definitely co-signed it. He can recognize those simple, catchy elements. And I think this also gets to your aim as a music producer. You know, do you want to be a Billboard hit-making music producer, which I think a lot of you guys do want to become? So if you're going to balance both hats of kind of leaning towards the mainstream hit records and also developing your own catalog of your own, you know, real unique style that might have challenging elements, you know, figure out what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I think you can do a balance of the two. One thing he played was Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, and that's from a producer from Dallas who's a very musical producer who simplified his very musical skill set to make a beat that's that simple. So it's not like the producer doesn't have the skill set to challenge, you know, the status quo when it comes to music or really dig deep and make emotional music. Sometimes you have to, you know, dial back some of that sophistication, dial back some of that skill set and just do, you know, and then make a hit record like Bodak Yellow. So once again, I think there's a lot of different lanes we can explore as producers, but this is definitely something to have in our back pockets as we create our beats, as we send them to different recording artists, and as we look to help out the music game in general. So let me know what you think out there as producers. Do you feel like this is true? Do you feel like this is something we should, you know, work on when it comes to making big hit records? What exactly do you feel, and where exactly do you stand in this situation? Please leave a comment below. I'll be glad to read it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. My name is Desmond A, and I'll be back with more great videos. Peace. Wait, before you go, make sure you go to DesmondASounds.com where you can get free FL Studio Patcher plugins, free loops, free guides, everything you need to level up your music production. Once again, go to DesmondASounds.com or click the link in the description. Go there now and totally transform your music production.